This is a 25-year-old lens made by Canon that we're going to talk about today. Okay, everybody, this is Carmine from New York, photo class number 250. Welcome back to my channel. I've been a photographer here in the city for the last 50 years. So what I need you to do, subscribe, because we're coming up to the 1 millionth view on my channel, and we have a few surprises in store, and you have to be subscribed. All right, so what are we going to talk about today with this class? This is the Canon EF lens mid-range zoom, the 28-135 autofocus lens, EF mount, image stabilized with macro. All right, during this episode, you're going to be seeing examples of the photos that I took just yesterday. Now, I didn't plan on going out taking photographs yesterday, but we're in between a lot of storms here in the city, and when I opened my front door and I saw the clouds, I was like, oh boy, this is definitely a cloudy day meant for photography. With the Canon 5D Classic. Yes, this is the Canon 5D Mark I or 5D Classic full frame DSLR. Okay, so I grabbed this camera and this lens, and we went out and started to take photographs mainly of the cloud formations. Just absolutely gorgeous. Now, the photographs you're going to see are the JPEGs right out of the camera. Okay, it's absolutely, I was really impressed with the cloud formations yesterday. So many details in the clouds that it really enhanced the landscape photos. Right. A little bit about this lens. So it's the Canon EF mount. Now remember, the EF mount, okay, is for full frame Canon digital cameras, but it will also fit. Now this is a full frame Canon camera, okay? Now we'll just take it off. Okay, that's the EF mount. Okay, now this is a smaller Canon aps-c size camera, right? This just happens to be the Canon XT. All right, now when you take the EF lens and you put it on the Canon crop sensor camera, okay, you get a great crop factor of about 1.6 in that area. So you just multiply the lens size, the focal length, by 1.6, right? The point is, EF lenses will absolutely work on your crop sensor aps-c size Canon cameras like the XT. Okay, so let's talk about this lens. I found this lens for $98. All right. Now, I'm not endorsed by mpb.com, but that's where I saw it for $98 in excellent condition. Okay, so what are all the markings that you see on this lens? All right, for example, EF stands for electronic focus. The USM marking stands for ultrasonic motor. Now, the image stabilizer, you can turn it on and off, as well as autofocus to manual. You can switch in between those. Image stabilizer for this lens is wonderful. The only time you should ever turn it off is when you have it on a tripod. Okay. It uses a huge 72mm filter if you want to use a filter. Right now, I don't have a filter on here, okay? So you can see the multi-coating on the lens. All right. This lens has a macro function, okay? There's the word macro, and the way it works is it has a focus ring right here, okay? And you see it? I'm turning it into the macro right there. Wow, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so you can see. So it comes with everything, right? It's a zoom, 28-135, image stabilized, autofocus with macro, and as you're looking at the photographs, they speak for themselves. The photographs are what the lens is all about. How does it produce images? All right. Now, I just want to tell you something. This lens was made for 18 years by Canon because it was so popular, because it's so good. It was made from 1998 to 2016. That's an 18-year run of manufacturing for this lens. All right. This lens, this serial number lens, makes it 25 years old. Please don't ever say to yourself, well, it's 25 years old, it must be garbage. Keep in mind that a 1996, right, the same age as this lens, a 1996 Pontiac Trans Am sells for $35,000. Mint condition. All right, so don't worry about the age of your equipment. Okay, 6 aperture blades. All right, yes, more aperture blades would make it a more circular bokeh, right? But 6 aperture blades for this lens is fine. It has 16 elements, which means it has 16 pieces of glass in this barrel, okay? And it's grouped in 12 groups, okay? 16 elements in 12 groups. It's not light. It weighs 540 grams. It's not that light. The form factor is not that big. That's at 28 millimeters, and that's at 135 millimeters. By the way, if you use this on your full frame Canon camera, like the 5D Classic, right? The Mark 1, 135 is the professional's choice for a portrait lens, 135 millimeters. Just look at that. You can tell just by looking, by the multi-coating, how gorgeous this lens is. Okay, guys, this has been class number 250. Subscribe, thumbs up, comment below, and email me any questions about photography, blackandwhitephoto@aol.com, and I'll answer all your photographic questions. All right, guys, goodbye from New York.